I gotta pull up the agenda that he put together. I did not look at it. I apologize. So, I don't know about old minutes.
I think I dropped the ball on everything.
Okay. Are we not gonna we'll skip that. And I still have the pollinator signs, and we were talking about how with Earth Day, the library is going to do it on Mother's Day weekend.
Good.
So I can make those signs, the pollinator signs, available for people on that day. And I unfortunately have not gotten my act together to send out an email to everybody about the GIS mapping, because that really should be connected.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel pretty strongly that if somebody has a sign up that they're doing a healthy pollinator environment. So I'm trying to learn how to do it with my Mac. And I made a draft of what I wanted to write and sent it to people, got some feedback on that, which was good. And I just need to do it again. I did it on my PC. Well, I did it in an email because I don't know how to do it on the PC, but I'll figure that out. But I do feel that we need, now that the 250s happened, we'll be over soon. We should really get on the GIS mapping. So let me, can't see if I can. There, now I can see the move this over. Oh, shoot.
Have you got a page open?
Yeah.
Can you share it with us?
No, I don't know. No,
Okay.
the email. No, I don't have that. I
Okay.
did that like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
This is me struggling with my. There we go. So I don't know what the library is going to do, but with Earth Day, except that they said that it's going to be Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah. I think that works fine.
Oh, the other thing with Fowler's still doing jugs, native plant planting.
Okay.
So I think, their work on that is excellent and really nice. It would be nice if we somehow could be more supportive of them. They will plan a transplanting day like we did last year. And again, it would be nice if the committee members supported that.
Yeah. Do you know what day they're thinking about, or roughly?
I think in June.
In June. Okay.
And during Pollinator Week.
Okay.
So the Pollinator Week is really the main focus that we, how we can. I know I asked Wilson Kerr if he would talk for the library on chemicals. He was thrilled to do that.
Nice.
And library was supposed to follow up on that.
Okay.
You all saw the pollinator legislation bills that exist that I sent out.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping everybody has, contacted their representatives about that. I did get a very nice email from our younger representative, Simon.
Mhm.
Cataldo,
That what?
Simon Cataldo.
Yeah. And he said that individual emails are more welcome than templated ones.
Right.
So I encourage you to. I did attend the SISMA breakfast where the legislators were there. That was Simon Cataldo, Eldridge, Gillis, I think his name is, and Blackman.
Okay.
Blackman's a federal representative. He in particular said that having short stories of the impact of what's going on makes a big difference for him to share with other legislators.
Oh, okay, good.
So if you have a short story to tell, send it on to your legislator, then they can use that for communication purposes.
Good. Yeah, I think
Oh,
we've
yeah,
got,
there was the woman, oh, what is her name? She has a lot of environmental bills, particularly about PFAS and those.
okay.
I didn't send out the whole 2-page list of bills that they're considering. I can do that if you want.
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be curious to hear about the PFAS more from, I
Yeah.
think less impact pollinator wise, but definitely big.
No,
impact
definitely. I mean,
environmental.
it's definitely a pollinator issue as well.
Yeah, I would think
Um,
anything.
She was going to send me more information. Hogan, I think is her name. But I will. Oh, oh,
This sounds
okay.
good.
Here you go.
Well, and I guess
Okay.
they are applicable because depending on the definition you use for PFAS, certain pesticides and insecticides can be considered PFAS,
Right.
depending on the definition.
Hmm.
Currently, there's no states that are banning or restricting pesticides based on that are considered meet PFAS definitions, but there is, I think Minnesota is taking a closer look.
Hmm.
I mean, we'll see what the current federal, rollback of regulations, but states on their own are, I think, taking the charge.
So I saw just before the meeting today, I was reading through Lexington Living Landscapes, and they're connected with someone. Let me see. Let me pull it up because I can't quote it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not where I want to go. Well, oh, yeah. But basically, they have a group that's working on what do you call it, sports fields and getting them to go green. Let's see.
Yeah, the fake turf have PFAS for
Right.
sure.
They're extremely high in it.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of great things going on. I have to say, Give Grass a Chance is the name of the organization. And
Excellent.
let's see.
Isn't that an issue in town? Isn't there
Yes, it's
warrant
a town issue, exactly. So let's see if I increase your size and I go down to share.
There you go. Yeah, I think if you click that, it'll share your screen. There you go.
So this is what they have listed as a group to get involved with.
Nice. Oh yeah,
So this is Lexington's So the issues that they feel need to be addressed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
didn't they get permission here in Concord to go ahead with replacing it with the the
I
fake?
don't know that it's the final decision yet. That's what I don't know.
I don't either. No, I thought they were raising
Yeah.
money though.
Interesting question. Is it on the warrant? Ooh, we have the warrant. I'd have to go find it though. We should
Okay.
check.
But it was definitely, they wanted to put the plastic turf in again.
Yeah, it's really insane.
I guess there's a lot of debate still out and about it. And it depends who's funding you, because some of the shoe companies want the synthetic turf because they match their shoes to the turf.
Yep. That's an important thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's like
Sorry.
behind it is they're, follow the money, so to speak. And
Yeah.
so in some cases, and that's why people will like go for it. It's some point a while back, some of the athletic directors and the grounds people for athletics at the colleges had gone back to grass, natural grass.
Good.
But recently when I looked at it, that was a few years back, but recently when I looked at it, I was surprised I could find many more places and schools that were in favor of using the synthetics. So,
Yeah.
So I guess this is the last meeting before Mother's Day, which I didn't realize.
Okay.
Let me double check. I don't know where Mother's Day is the 11th. Yeah, it's the 11th.
Yeah.
So we would not meet before that.
Well, we could move our meeting up a week if you want. It hasn't happened yet, so we can slide our time.
Well, I think we do need to sort of
Yeah.
get more clarity on what's happening.
Why don't we do that?
So are you thinking the 6th or the
The 6th or any other day if you want. Something before the 11th.
I cannot do the 29th. That
Okay.
just to tell you right up front.
What about the first week of first full week of May for people?
It's good with me.
So should we do Tuesday or Monday or Tuesday?
Well, either one is fine with me. I don't know how other people feel about it.
Monday
So we
night,
stay with Tuesday, the
Monday
6th?
night I have a conflict.
You do? Okay, so let's go with May 6th.
Okay.
And you have to be sure to get it out soon so that
Yeah.
people will know.
Yes.
Because if we don't have a quorum, we're stuck again.
Yeah.
Okay. So coming to that meeting, talk about whether you can attend Earth Day on
Yeah.
Mother's Day and what you can bring to the table.
Yeah.
Do you want anyone to reach out to Fowler regarding exactly what they're doing, or?
Yeah, I think if the more of us that hear what their plans are, the better. So would you want to do that?
Sure, I can.
So when you're saying Mother's Day, Follow usually isn't open on Sundays.
That's why they said, I know, but I think it's going to be at the main library because the main library is the sustainability committee. But
Okay,
it's the Fowler people that I communicate best with.
right.
That's a good point.
I don't really so far I haven't gotten answers at the main library, but I could give it another try. So I'll try the main library. You try Fowler.
Feller, yeah.
Yeah, just send us an email or what you find out.
Okay. One of the things that I was thinking we really should do, or should consider doing,
Yeah,
something that I was reading or watching. They had, I think they had at a farm stand, they had small buckets with for mosquito control.
yes.
They had small buckets with straw, with the chemical ready to go for people to take home and put in their yard.
Oh, nice.
And it seems to me that that would be, something that we could do. I mean,
Yeah,
I know we don't have a budget.
Well, you know what? I have some dunks I bought. Actually, just between us, my granddaughter works for Ace Hardware in Arlington,
Mm-hmm.
and she can get stuff for cost plus a little bit, because she works there.
Yeah.
I got some mosquito dunks from her last year, but I learned, the dunk is like that little donut.
Mm-hmm.
For a small bucket, you only need a tiny a part of
Right,
that.
exactly.
And so we could, I mean, I could easily fund plenty of buckets, more buckets than we can probably find. I mean, I don't think it would be
Well,
a big.
I wonder if they have small buckets, like paint buckets.
Oh, boy, that's a good question. That's interesting. One of the cool things about well, you probably told us about this. You put all that straw and stuff in the bucket, not filling it, but just putting it in so it's sort of like a swamp. And the mosquitoes go, oh, this is great. This is exactly where we want to lay our eggs. And I think it's probably they're thinking about what the larvae are going to feed on.
Exactly.
And because I do this in my garden plot, I put weeds in a bucket, and
Mm-hmm.
the mosquitoes love it. So I put a little piece of a dunk in there, and you know,
They're all done.
yeah.
Exactly.
So
So I don't think it would take a whole lot of dunk if we, and if we had,
yeah,
it would be nice to aim for like 25 buckets ready to go.
yeah. I know that I know you can buy used containers. You can even get them for free. I've gotten Concord tea cakes in the years ago. I mean, we're talking a decade. I went to where they make the cakes, and they gave me. They just here take them. We don't want to. It's better to take them than we throw them away. And they were about 4 gallons a piece, maybe something like that. A nice size. And I know Kimball's sells those 5-gallon buckets that are much sturdier than the ones that the tea cakes folks have, but they're only $1 a piece. So that's
Oh,
not,
really?
yeah, because we get them for our community garden.
I never heard of that. Kimball's the ice cream people?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
Oh, ice cream
buckets
buckets.
they scoop from.
Yeah.
yeah. They're not the same as the ones they scoop from. I think these are buckets that they get toppings in and stuff like that.
Oh, oh wow.
Those could be
Can you
perfect.
take on finding buckets? Can you take on this project?
I
I'll look for buckets. That would be fun. Yeah.
I mean,
Let's
the
say
more
if we
buckets
got-
we have to
to
give
get it-
away, the better we can get rid of the
Hey,
mosquitoes.
Steve. Yeah.
Hi, Steve.
Hi,
Glad you joined us.
Hey.
sorry, I just made it. I've been visiting Joan in rehab. She
Oh,
broke a bone under her hip there, and she's been laid up there for over a month and got
Oh my goodness.
I don't know.
Which rehab?
Rivercrest.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
But,
oh,
So sorry. Is she healing?
yeah, apparently, but that particular break they say is the worst one and
oh,
takes longer.
oh,
3
I'm so
months.
sorry.
yeah. So,
Joan's your wife?
3 months
yeah.
to heal,
wow.
Hmm.
and I'm having trouble getting around. My hip's getting worse all the time, and my other wound on my right leg is very slow healing and they won't touch the hip till that's healed.
Are you getting somebody to watch that
Oh,
wound
yeah,
and get it better?
I've been going to Leahy for a year.
Oh, geez. Time for a second opinion.
Well, they were my second opinion.
Oh, my goodness. And then take a third.
Oh,
Wow. Well, I'm sorry.
Um,
Yeah.
So we were talking about what I understand from the library is that they're going to do Earth Day on Mother's Day. And
Oh.
we're talking about what people, what we have to bring to the table to the festival. And I'm pushing Mark to be in charge of dunk mosquito buckets to give away.
oh,
Yeah.
And apparently there are cheap buckets at Kimball's. So Mark might have to do some reconnaissance, maybe get some ice cream while you're there.
Definitely.
I'll join you on the trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like an idea.
Our car can carry 5 people, and I see 5 people on the screen here.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good. We each can hold at least 5 buckets in our lap, if not 10.
Well, the car has a trunk, so it's okay.
Yeah, I haven't had any Kimball's this year yet. We're just starting ice cream season.
Yeah.
We just went to Erickson's 2 nights in a row last week.
We used to live just down the road from Erickson's. That was really fun.
Okay, so we've got mosquitoes. We've got pollinator signs.
Yeah. Oh, Steve, you'd like this. I was cleaning up in the top of my garage today, and I found a milk bottle from Pilot Grove Farm in Stowe.
from which one?
Pilot
Pilot
Grove,
Grove?
Patty Warren's place.
Yeah, right,
Yeah, I'm gonna get a hold of Stowe and see if they'd like it. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know how we ended up with it, but beautiful quart milk bottle.
Uh,
Yeah.
Bring me up to date on the mosquito business. What do you do in the buckets?
Oh, well, you get those things called mosquito dunks? They're little uh, donut shaped spores, I guess would be the best way. It's got a biological control for mosquito larvae in it. So you put a little bit of this in a bucket along with some weeds or straw or whatever, and put water in it. And then the mosquitoes are drawn to lay their eggs in the bucket because they like the environment.
Right,
Yeah, they prefer it to clean water. And then the material in the donut kills the larva, makes them sick so they don't mature into adults.
And it's approved by our conservation director
uh-huh,
for conservation land as well.
yeah,
So
In fact, they use them in conservation land.
and it's kind of a handy way to reduce the population of mosquitoes in an area without
'Cause
having to use
They
chemicals.
don't reproduce.
Yeah,
I suppose, would that work on flies too?
I don't think so. I think it's specific to mosquitoes that lay their eggs in the water.
We make a point of getting rid of every puddle we can to control the fly population.
Hmm.
Well, maybe it would. You could check that on the web. Let's see.
Well, you can also just, you can buy it at the hardware stores.
Yeah. I think everybody carries them. Yeah.
Yeah. I could do, I'm trying to think. We're also going to do willows, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and red dogwood.
Oh, I didn't do red dogwood. We should do that.
Okay.
If they're growing, much growth by then.
Would you mind walking the trail with me and cutting?
Oh yeah, and I have ones here that I've snipped up, but there's no growth yet.
Yeah.
It's early.
I've got a red dogwood in my yard.
But do you have enough to make cuttings from it?
I've got quite a bit, but I can certainly walk and pick some.
Yeah, because
Well-
the trail has a lot of red dogwood.
Yeah, I'd be happy to collect some.
Okay. Maybe one lunch hour we can just zip down and do.
Yeah, I could I think almost any day next week I'd be free.
Okay, I'm picking up saplings on Wednesday, so I have to go to New Hampshire, but otherwise I'm pretty open.
Okay. I guess I should check the weather.
So then you'd start these in a little bit of soil or something to root?
I think it would be good to start them in, and I have a whole bunch of half-gallon jugs that I don't think have holes in it, so we could just
Yeah.
put some soil in and water and make it really moist.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of little pots if you need pots.
I know for the transplanting program, we need small pots.
Roughly what size would you say? Maybe a quart or a pint?
I think we usually get so hard up that we buy Dixie cups.
Oh, okay.
So I think that
Bigger
we're
than
not
that,
choosy.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. We got plenty of Dixie cup size pots here and bigger.
Well, that would be a big help.
Okay. It'll be nice for me because I've got a pile of them out back that I need to move on.
Well, you could drop them off even, after this week at Fowler if you wanted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they have a spot in the back that they keep all their pots and stuff.
Okay, good.
There's going to be a transplanting workshop, Pollinator Week, Steve. So that's what we were referring to.
Oh,
So taking the jugs that have germinated and grown and dividing those and transplanting. Well, I think this is a good start.
Yeah.
This is a good start for Earth Day. And we also talked about changing the next meeting to be the 6th of May, so we could connect right before Mother's Day. So we got our act together. So what else is on the agenda here? Let's see.
It's like, if you asked me to ask about First Parish. As far as I know, they don't have anything particular scheduled.
Right.
I did talk with the new person who's in charge of grounds and the building and all. Brand new Nigel, one begins with a W. What, I can't think of his last name correctly. Anyway, I did talk with him and let him know who we were and kind of the things we do. His face lit right up. So he's got a lot to learn in the quick amount of time, plus the 250th this week. So, I'll go back and talk to him again.
Terrific.
But, and then the other thing is, like here, I found out that they're going to do a no mow May at the housing authority.
Oh, really?
Yeah, go figure. I mean, I've asked them I don't know how many times, and this year I kind of like gave up. Well, I did ask. They have what they call an annual plan, and I did make some input on that in terms of pruning and things. But the mowing didn't even come up, and all of a sudden they told me, "Oh, we're doing no mow May," and I'm like, "Whoa!" So we're thinking maybe to see if we can get the paper to get some pictures.
Nice.
Or
Great
a
idea.
bit of a little story or something, because I mean, the housing authority to me is one of the staunchest places to not do anything. Cut the grass a million times and use leaf blowers constantly. I mean,
Yeah.
so that's kind of a biggie,
Yeah.
to say the least. So
Yeah, it's really impressive.
Well, I kind of gave up on it. But then I mean, I hadn't, like, I've been on it like for years. And I was dumbfounded. I really had to catch my breath on it. I was like, what? And it was the head of maintenance. The director said it was the head of maintenance that came up with it. Well, like, hey, you don't have to mow for a whole month.
Yeah. Yeah. Get higher reviews for less work.
So anyway,
That would be a great story though to get in the newspaper, because then
Yes.
it's
That's-
action and Concord and helps with
if
awareness.
if somebody's good at like kind of how that might do.
I think the big thing is to take a picture and just write sort of like 3 sentences saying, almost like an editorial, like a letter to the editor saying, I commend the housing authority for their environmental work and having a no mow May, and here's a picture, and see if the bridge will, put any. They can't ignore a letter to the editor.
Right. Is there anything like when you said like that, is there anything like we would say to support them, or any one of a couple of us like kind of say anything, or just let it be?
What do you mean?
Say something. I think that's a good idea.
I don't know, like from the pollinator perspective, or
Oh, start giving sort of awards to the town, different, like you get the May Award for no mow May.
well,
I like that.
sort of like that, but like like some recognition that they're doing good.
Yes.
I mean, because to get them to change, I mean, I am still like, I'm stunned. I mean, I've lived here for over 20 years now, and
Yeah.
it is not easy to get them to change something like that, and especially to go along with something that's like kind of helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Be good to have.
Like I said, I was stunned, very, but happy, obviously. I mean, I've been out, speaking to them for quite a while about this type of thing. And, you just feel like it's going on deaf ears, but obviously somebody was listening somehow.
I think that's a great idea. It'll encourage other people to do it.
Well, I'm thinking like, if a few of us show up or something, I'll be here for like a photo thing and say like, congratulations on, looking at the big picture or something. I kind of haven't figured out what you'd say, but somebody has some idea on that.
Maybe as many of us that can, we could get together on the beginning of May, say, take a picture, and then get together at the same location toward the end of May and take another picture and just write about how great this has been for native pollinators to have this.
Yeah, if somebody could come grab a picture of a pollinator
Yeah.
on their camera. Yeah. I mean, something like it's a little bit of a story. Thanks, Mark.
Yeah.
I think it's worth it's something that we could use as a bit of a story and maybe a little bit of a push that other people can see that might be possible.
Yeah.
Well, let's set a date that we do this so it doesn't just get lost.
Okay.
Let's do it.
I was thinking the week of the 19th might work.
Of May.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we want to do like noon on the 19th?
Sure.
All right, I have to see if people here. You want some pictures of people here or there?
We go there and bring them, I don't know, bring them bagels or something
Okay.
for lunch. I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Or
And I'd be happy to help draft something up too that maybe we could send to the newspaper to essentially pitch an article like this is a great opportunity to highlight work in the community and also to
well, I think a letter to the editor is the best way to get in.
Okay.
A lot of people have written articles that don't go in.
Oh, okay.
And so
Good
if we letter to the editor is congratulations to the Concord Housing Authority for their work on sustainability and doing a no mow May
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Okay, so we're going to ask the housing authority that we'd just like to take a few pictures to recognize them and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. We can check with the housing authority. See if they-
photo up. Yeah,
Yeah.
photo up.
So are we gonna aim for the 19th of May at noon?
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds
Got it,
Hi,
Mike.
Stan.
Hey, Stan. Oh, unmute yourself.
I
On the
can't hear you.
You're on mute.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in my calendar.
okay. I got it too.
All right.
I'll have to talk to them.
And that's at Everett Gardens,
Yeah.
on Everett Street,
Yeah, but
the little white building
Yeah,
on Everett Street.
yeah, or Peter Bulkley, 115 Stowe Street.
So I'm trying to say, where do we actually meet?
We'll probably
Is
meet at
that-
Peter Bulkley, because there's a place to meet there.
Okay.
Okay,
115 Stowe.
That's on Stowe Street?
It's across
Okay.
from the Hunt Gym, like basically
Yep.
Hunt Gym basketball courts.
Sure. Okay, good.
I mean,
but is that where the people are? Because
yeah, their office is in that building.
okay, because I've always gone to the White House,
What White House?
the little Everett Garden white building on Everett Street.
That's the office. That's the office, like, the director in
That's why I was saying, we're gonna meet with her. We're gonna try and meet with her.
I think we're gonna meet with the maintenance. I would meet with the maintenance people. They're the ones she's the one who told me, but they're the ones who it was the person who's charging maintenance, Jim Nickel, who was the person who brought it to her. I mean, I've been on Jim's case for years about this.
Nice.
Because
Okay,
we plant snowdrops in the lawn, and he gets all concerned about the snowdrop. There's
Right.
snowdrops in the lawn before I moved here. And we kind of refresh them because we like them in the winter.
right.
And I don't know a native plant that comes up that early. So that's how this whole like loop comes up.
Okay.
I love snowdrops.
So you're gonna talk, you'll be in charge of connecting with,
Yeah.
his name is Jim?
Jim Nickel. Yeah,
Jim,
and
okay.
Jennifer Polito. I mean, I'll send it to both of them.
Nice.
And then I probably will copy Jasa Kuga, who is the social kind of people here that, it's like the group we dealt with the winter sow.
Okay,
So I've got to make sure I call it.
I think. Oh, one thing that's on the agenda is recruiting someone to join our group.
so, yeah, I sent you a list of everybody and that is signed up with the townhouse that are interested in a committee like us. I
Okay,
think we should invite everybody to join our meetings,
okay.
and then they will weed themselves out.
That's a really good idea.
Anybody that's interested, let's tell Mark, their email or contact information and invite them to our next meeting.
Yeah, and I have no problem with like giving them a call and chatting about how great our committee is and the good work we're doing and
Okay, so
seeing
you
what
have that list from before?
I can find it. You sent me an email.
Yeah,
If I can't find the email, I'll ping
And I-
and say, "Hey, help."
And I did talk to Jim Tull, who's a beekeeper.
so invite him to the May 6th meeting
Okay.
Yes,
and send his info to Mark so he can confirm it.
Okay.
yeah, that's what I did see that. And I think he would be terrific. Yeah,
He I've seen him twice, and he stopped in the pouring rain and chatted with me about it a couple weeks ago. So
That
And
sounds
Is he
like it.
aware that we're concerned about native bees?
Yeah.
Okay.
but he doesn't know much about them. I said,
Yeah.
that's okay, you learn.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I mean, he
exactly.
seemed to be, he's an interesting person in terms of, his background is negotiation,
Ah,
like with the Sandinistas and such. It's kind of a very, very interesting person. And I accidentally found out about him beekeeping. So
Good. So, and anybody else who knows of anyone that might be, interested in joining, because
I
we need more members.
yeah, I did check with Rosalind
yeah.
Romberg, right, about that's again the beekeeper people that
Yes.
are not necessarily native bees, but they do meet at First Parish now monthly. And I did check with her and asked her about, or recommend some people, whatever. And I didn't get too far with that with her personally.
Well, I
And
know.
I've got another call coming, so I'm gonna have to sign off.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Hey, thanks for.
wait, before you do that, are you going to the chairs meeting tomorrow?
Nobody told me about it. I'm happy to go if you want me to.
Or whoever, I don't know who's you, Mark, whoever, somebody,
It's tomorrow. Let's see.
isn't it tomorrow? Or
Yeah,
is it?
yes, it is tomorrow. You're right.
I think so.
Well, anybody wants to go, it's fine with me.
Okay, I'll go and I'll be better about reporting back. Okay,
Okay.
Thanks, Isabel.
all righty. Sorry to bug out.
No,
Oh, no, thanks for, and
Okay.
thanks for doing that.
All
Okay.
righty.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
glad I remembered that before.
Yeah, thanks for doing that. Yeah.
I like the chairs meeting, but I said I always have a conflict, so I can't
Yeah.
help you out on that.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of the places you find out like what's going on. Oh, the ag people have a float in the parade. So our
Oh,
buddies.
Saturday. Nice.
So how's that doing, Steve?
Oh, you're muted, Steve.
You're muted. Gotta get that mic open.
There he goes.
You're still muted. No.
Yeah. Hi, Stanley. Good to see you.
Yeah, sorry, I was late. I'm having real problems with my computer, and it's kind of sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not. Tonight was a time it was not, and I'd forgotten about it anyway, but I got on. The big savior is my daughter will be up here this week. And she's a whiz at computers, so I think if I'm lucky and get some time, we'll get it straightened out.
That's
Yay.
too bad we can't get Steve, but they're towards the end of the parade.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be fun.
The ag float.
Yeah. I have my son Christian who straightens me out on computer stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I need to borrow somebody. I have a neighbor, but he's had some, kind of mobility problems recently, and
Yeah.
yeah, it hasn't worked out so well. It usually helps me, but you need like a kid guru, a kid computer guru.
We've gone from having frequent visits from all our kids, and well, they're no longer kids, but
Yeah.
our family, and they're not having too many now, and it's hurt my computer. I just haven't stayed up enough on it to be adept at it.
People say do this or do. I have no clue.
Yeah.
Or if I try it, like right now, my printer and my iPad won't talk.
Uh-huh.
and they were talking fine. I changed the cartridge in the printer, same kind that had been in it. They
Yeah.
won't talk to each other.
Yeah.
My phone will talk to the printer, thankfully. But it's like, I don't know.
Nuts.
In my next life, I'm coming with a chip already implanted that does it all. That's it. So, oh, we can't see Steve.
Oh, Steve, you're still muted.
Yeah, it should be a little mic button somewhere.
Yeah, it's usually lower left along the bottom line. Little microphone that's got red with a line through it.
Yeah, on the screen, maybe?
Yeah.
Mine used to be on the top. Now it is on the bottom.
It'll say audio.
Yeah, I put my
Mute.
thing down on the bottom and it all kind of comes up on a line beneath the screen here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to
My-
kind of point at it with your mouse.
Yeah.
There's-
Mine doesn't do red.
Oh,
It's crossed. It does. Yeah, I didn't realize that. My goodness. Mine used to be up on top,
Yeah.
and then they updated the
Yeah,
app and came down to the bottom now.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah. The line of photographs of the participants is up on the top in mine, but all the little bits and
Yeah.
buttons to press to get things are on the bottom. And I'm
yeah.
afraid I have one of the other things I need just now is update my glasses.
Oh,
Hey,
it's always something.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll miss. Maybe Steve, you can email us if the details on your float,
yeah.
oh, fun. Yeah.
on the float, or get Liza or somebody who's doing it. Anyone watching in the parade?
Not me, no. We went to the 200th, walking in from Acton. We were
Oh wow!
living in Stowe. We walked in with our kids along Barrett's Mill Road
Oh my!
with with the line of march, I guess it was called.
Yeah,
We made
like
it all-
Isabel's got all the action like outside her place there in the end of the parade.
I'll say, yeah. We had
I meant to ask her about placards if they got mail placards. We did not, even though we're completely locked down. We're in the super lockdown area.
yeah,
What is it? No cars. No, I mean, we won't be able to get in or out at certain times, most of the time. We did get, most of us went over, or some of us were going over to the police station to get placards because we never even got mailed them.
oh,
Yeah,
nuts.
it's kind of weird. We're in
Yeah.
the red zone.
Yeah. I guess we'll be able to get around on buses. But
Well, yeah, you guys have got bus Sunday, supposed to pick up a shuttle where you live, I think.
yeah.
Shuttles.
Well, I think let's see, did we miss anything on the agenda?
I don't think there's that. Did we finish everything? I think we finished about everything on the agenda.
I think the only thing that I skipped over was the thing I hadn't done any work on, which is the draft, the letter to the Division of Fisheries. So I'll take that on again. Let's see. But I'm delighted to get more buckets. I think that'll be kind of nice because they work really well to bait in the bugs. Well, should we call it quits? Anybody want to vote for adjourn?
Just looking.
Second or?
Okay. Yeah, anybody want to second the motion?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Okay.
Aye.
Have a good night.
Yeah, thanks.
Steve, yes, thanks for coming. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Steve, next time we wanna,
Yeah.
we can talk to you more.
Yeah, and if you can Steve, if you can get somebody on the ag committee to, give us an email on your float, that would be really, really nice. Then we'll be looking for you.
I know, but keep an eye out for you at the parade.
Absolutely.
And
Okay.
even if we just watch it on the TV, well, it's going to be broadcast on Minuteman Media Network.
Oh, it is. Okay, good. I'm gonna see if I can get
Yeah, and there's a Jumbotron at the Umbrella.
Constellation.
Hmm.
Where
That you-
was it?
What?
Where did you say Jumbotron was?
At the Umbrella
Oh, okay. There's
on
also one at
Sudbury
the
Road.
COA. Yeah, in West
What?
Concord, there'll be one at the COA. Council on
Oh,
Aging.
they have a watch party there.
Yeah,
And they're going to try to have a watch party at Peter Bulkley.
nice.
Yeah, and I'm on the corner of Everett and Haywood cross Walden. I'm one of
Yeah.
the ambassadors there from 7 to 11. And
You.
as I'm going, I gotta walk out with my rollator.
There you go.
That's life at this point in time. So I said, well, my sticks. I said, yeah, I could go with my sticks, but I don't have any place to have a seat. So I go with the rollator. I have a place to have a seat. And
Yeah.
then I got a new pouch underneath the seat because the other one broke. So it's got all the goodies in it. I'm good. And I got a new raincoat.
There you go. You're ready for anything. Yeah. Yeah,
The
Saturday
interest-
it does look like it might rain, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah. The interesting thing, the ambassadors, like you think they'd be concerned about is like giving direction in that, like when I watch the crowd, but one of the things that it was optional, but they kind of suggested is you get trained for stop the bleed.
Mhm.
And that it's called like until help arrives. It's like, but it's for, like lay people to learn that. And today's the 12th anniversary of Boston, the bombing in Boston. That
Yeah.
all the people who made it to the hospital survived
Yes.
in Boston. And one of the reasons is because they used tourniquets.
Yes.
There was a lot of tourniquets
It's
put
critical.
on. And
Yeah.
a lot of the people that were at the finish line, there were a lot of military and of course the tents are there too. But something about they had some extra training that the hospitals and everybody had set up to do that day. Said, oh well, everybody's in town, we'll just do this. And that's that very much helped that so many people survived because that was like one of the first times they had something as damaging as that and so many survivors.
Yes.
Which is awful that not everyone survived, but it's still, it's kind of a miracle really that some of that happened. So there's been a movement since then to train people because they said when my training, they said if you lose as much blood that's like in a Coke can, that's like really bad news. The chances of survival is start to get slimmer by the drip drops or whatever, which is like about a good sized cup. That's it.
Yeah.
And on something really nasty, you can bleed out pretty fast. And they say average help professionals don't arrive from 6 to 9 minutes. And I said that's pretty good, but and in that time, you can lose a life. So that's why they taught us that.
So they'll give you some tourniquet material if you need to use
Yeah,
it.
I bought my tourniquets. I've got my gauze, got some bandages yesterday too. Sunday rather. Yeah, but I paid for my tourniquets myself. I got them in a kit and
Nice.
and I mean I've used them before, but you put them on, you leave them on. The old Boy Scout method, you put them on and leave them. No. On, stay on.
Yeah.
The hospital will take them off because you need support.
Yeah.
When you take them off, they let them loose. None of that like they used to teach. Let them loose and back and forth. Put them on and leave them on, and don't worry. Basically, their thing is don't worry about it. They can stay on for a very long time.
Yep.
I mean, they say 3 or 4 hours, but we had the gal who gave our course was a trauma surgeon. Sweet young gal. I mean, she was so young. I'm like, oh, a trauma surgeon. And she said, you know, they've had people with 10 hours and no problems at all. She said, anyone who has had the knee or hip knee surgery, I guess it is, they've had a tourniquet on for a long time. So it was like, oh, so they used to, you know, that kind of thing happening much more than they used to be able. And like I said, back and forth in the old Girl Scout, Boy Scouts days of the 40s and 50s, you put it on and let it off and on and off.
Yeah.
No, that, in fact, that really can cause really bad problems and damage. So if anyone, you know, has an opportunity to ever face that, hopefully we don't. Hopefully we're all trained and we have to do nothing.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Be good. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
anyway, that's in it. And when I ever heard that today was the anniversary, I said, oh my.
Yeah.
I was watching the marathon in Framingham that day with my cousin. You know, we were out on the street cheering people on for hours.
Oh,
Anyway, but so anyway, I'm looking forward to Saturday.
Yep.
And I hope everybody enjoys themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say good night. Past
Okay.
my bedtime.
All right. Yep. Same here.
7:30 is my bedtime.
Well, thank you all. All righty.
Good to see everybody. Nice to see you, Steve and Leah.
Yeah.
Emma.
Take care, Stan.
Yeah,
Yeah, take care.
I'll behave better.